Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Hey, as I promised, I was going to reveal this crazy, super secret, quote unquote, project I've been working on. It's just something I've been working on for a long time. I haven't shared with a lot of folks, but I'm ready to share it with you now. So, anyway, but before that, I'll bring you up to speed a little bit, a little history on the Ram Air 5 engine. I've literally been building this Ram Air 5 engine for the last 2 years. However, the concept of this engine, it started several years ago. I reached out to Don Johnston of DCI Motorsports as well as Ron Sutton with Ron Sutton Race Technologies. They collaborated together to come up with the specs I wanted for this, what I intend to use the car for. As a lot of you know, this is going in my 67 Firebird that I do track day events with, basically. But the theme on the Firebird, it's old school, cool race car. It's side pipes, it's fender flares, super wide tires. Nothing to do with technology. It's going to be normally aspirated, no ABS brakes. It's just old school race type stuff. Well, in following through with that theme, one thing I've always loved about some of the old school 60s racers was, especially like the GT40s, they had 8-stack Weber carburetor setups. I just think those are so cool. I thought, how cool would it be to have an 8-stack setup on this Ram Air 5 engine? Of course, as you know, nobody makes an 8-stack manifold for a Pontiac, or let alone the Pontiac Ram Air 5 heads from DCI Motorsports. So I set out, because I'm a geek, I set out to play on the computer, do some modeling in Fusion 360 to create an intake manifold specifically for these heads using 8 Weber carburetors. As you know, a lot of times, I do a lot of prototyping. A lot of times when I get to the prototype stage, I have found it beneficial to 3D print parts. One thing, I think some of you might remember these brake caliper brackets I did for a Willwood electric brake setup. It was invaluable printing those out, being able to bolt them on the car, check fitment. Then if I needed to make any changes, it's a lot easier to make changes to a model on a computer and print it than it is if I'm doing a cast or machine part. It's no different with this 8-stack setup manifold. So without further ado, I modeled that up and I have a prototype 3D printed model of my latest project here. I designed the manifold, like I say myself, the Weber carburetor model. That was done by a gentleman in the United Kingdom. And then I enlisted James Lawick from Melbourne, Australia to do the entire printing on everything. Everything you see here is 3D printed. It is crazy. The Weber carburetors, 3D printed. Now I painted these. They came in kind of a dark gray. I just shot them with a little bit of spray paint to give them a dichromate. But check out the detail on those things. They are super crazy. He resin printed these things. The manifold itself is not painted. That is not paint. He actually printed that, I think it's PLA, but in a material that it looks like aluminum. And you can just see all the print lines. It's just crazy detail on this thing. Way cool, way over the top. I'm loving it. Like I say, these Webers are so cool, but this whole thing, yeah, super lightweight, intake runners and the whole bit. I've even got the folks at the SEMA Garage. They are working on a CFD analysis for this so I can understand the flow characteristics through the runners, make sure there's no concerns there. That's where I'm at on this. So just in the prototype stages, I will be bolting this on the engine eventually. Right now I'm kind of tied up on the engine. I've got some more running to do, breaking in, checking things out. It's going to be going on the dyno here in a few weeks. So, ultimately I'll be bolting this on the engine. I'll update you on when I do that. I'll probably also be setting it on the Firebird. I'll pull the intake off that. I know it's a stock manifold, but I still want to set it in the car with the engine in there to understand fitment. Obviously, there's going to be some hood height issues, but I'm fully aware of that. So, like I say, I plan to definitely build one of these, manufacture one of these for this engine build. Possibly even for, I'll come up with a second design for stock Pontiac engines. I don't know if there's a lot of interest out there or not, but if you are interested, let me know. That may motivate me to develop that as a product. So anyway, that's the big reveal. That's the big secret. 3D printing. It is cool and going to be super helpful for you know, just checking things out, the fitment on the engine. I'm sure there will be issues that will pop up that I may have to change or tweak my design a little bit. So anyway, that's all I got. I'll follow this up with another post of a crazy number of still photos on this to give you an even more up close and personal look at it. But that's where we're at. I appreciate you guys checking in. I'll talk to you soon.